There we go. There we go. Now, oh, this should be okay. Are we streaming on Twitch? Like, my question. Are we streaming on Twitch? Let's check it out. We're live on Twitch. Yeah. Nice. Okay, let's see if this thing will work. Let me get close Twitch, close this guy here. I send a message on the Discord. Right, I say stream watcher. Live on both YouTube and Twitch. Multi-stream test. Not sure if it's going to work. Actually, it does work. Let's see. Alright. Alright, let's fix a few bugs then. Let's fix a few bugs. First bug I want to fix is let's go here. Let's go down there and do small step up on that ledge. That should have a bag, so we're gonna fix it. Alright. Okay, let's try. Alright. So let's see, so like it goes there and then the capsule goes absolute bonkers. Yeah. Alright, so I don't want the capsule to go bonkers, so why is it like something extra sauce going on there? What the hell? Super sauce. Your base movement. That thing there is highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. Yeah, okay, that is another problem though. What? There's some weird stuff in there. What is that like? What is that? Oh, that stutter in there. That's super sus. Super sus. Yeah, I really don't like that. I really don't like that. What is that? It looks like it's going up and down weirdly. That should have never... That should never been detected anyway. Should never be detected, that one. See, what is it doing there? It's just... Yeah, that's super sus. Yeah, there, like... What? Is that the hand okay doing incredibly silly stuff? This is like, what's that? Alright, I'll send a message to David 1 second. Morning, David. Now, let me check this audios here in. Okay, you should see. We already got the first spammer in Twitch. Alright. Alright. Yes, I was debugging this thing. No, not debugging. I was trying this thing. So I was just prepping the build up for tonight, and yeah, like that initial run up there, it's just like it's got super mega stuttering for some reason.
There's a lot of stuff going on in just in general. Like I'm curious where it came from, because even the build I have now, the IK is significantly worse than the build that we gave the backers.
Yeah.
In terms of there's a stutter, and I don't know what it, because it was weird, because it happened very quickly after like it's been around for a little bit. I just don't know what exactly it's causing. And it was before I made any code changes. I noticed that IK just depreciated massively, and it got significantly worse. So I'm not sure. I'm curious what's actually causing such a lot of the crappy behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm debugging all this now. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's very puzzling because like. I mean, we know why going out is doing the thing and fixing it, but it's
Hey, can I see the screen? Are you streaming, aren't you?
yeah, actually, yeah, I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube apparently. I hope the streams comes out like okay. Let me share my screen here.
The quality is quite low, to be fair. I can't really see.
On which one?
Oh no. Wait, let me make sure I'm on 10. Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry, I wasn't 1080p.
Oh.
What's that? Do once is valid.
This is Gant's infinite loop thingy. I really think this is how it starts. But no, this is just yeah, I was thinking like, I changed the capture height because I didn't really like the way it was like floating. And I was wondering if that was the case, but it looks like it's not actually. Let me get back this. Just let me get back.
Something changed. I don't know what changed, but the general gameplay just feels more stuttery now.
Yeah.
Like just even in general, like just moving around, I feel like I've been thinking about it, but I never knew what to put my finger on. But like it just it's just I don't know, it just feels a little more stuttery everywhere.
Is that better? Is that the actual capsule size doing strange things? No, it's just that weird stuff there. But the thing I don't understand it doesn't do it on the vault. On the vault is like super good.
Hold on, that's a bit mad. If what your screen is showing me.
Oh, I can show you on Discord if you want.
No, I'm seeing the screen, but like if you could do some climbs, I'll see in a sec. But that stutter is a bit crazy.
Yeah.
602.
Yeah. Is that the 100K doing?
Oh no! I think I know what's causing it.
Oh.
I think I know what's causing it.
Okay.
Let me just. I know what's causing it.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes a whole lot of sense. I just have a crazy stutter coming out as well, like just following.
Oh yeah. That one I know. That one I'm fixing it right now.
So let me.
So yeah, I fixed the out. You
I know
fixed the
what's
in.
causing
It
that
should be
other one.
good.
I'm gonna fix it now. 1 sec. Sorry. I do this. Because what it needs to be is that it needs to be after we blended. That is the key.
Freaking thing is so
Lord,
annoying.
I was in the dark.
Like,
Right.
why this thing is? I think it's the view distance, to be honest. How do you change the? It's a bit confusing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was that view distance. Something was makes no sense. Yeah, in general, I feel that apart from the cap passes, right? The hand decay, like for the dash, is never ever like. Yeah, it's weird because they drop way too easily on
No,
the.
yeah, the hand eye key is it's become really shit. All of I'm it's weird because it's significantly worse than what I last remember it being. Because like it's just all over the place. I'm curious as to what happened exactly. Maybe I don't know. Let me have a look. Maybe check it
Yeah,
out.
like the.
Or something.
Yeah, the speed step is just like it's just way off. I'm pretty
No,
much.
yeah, no, definitely. No, I agree. Okay, I want to check in a fix for that stutter.
Oh, nice. What was that?
Oh, wait, let me make sure it is fixed it. Okay, I should though. Okay, basically no, because what I did was it's still a little bit stuttery. Is that the animation? Does it happen on every climb up for you?
I'm not sure. Let me check. Yeah. I mean, on that wall, maybe it gets the same climb up price, so maybe.
Yeah, because I there's one that is there's the one that it's getting.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one
so that's
is
okay. That's
7602.
7602.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Okay, I
that
thought
one?
so. Yeah, maybe I think that one is there's a.
Thank you, the P2 man.
Yeah, there's something sus about that animation for sure. Yeah, no, I think the animation is quite stuttery. But the change I'm gonna make is gonna be is I need to make it anyway.
Yeah.
Jeez, what is the noise, my?
Alright. So let me fix the going out of that. Yeah, I was trying to get like going out.
That's what makes noise. Not my. I thought my GPU was making noise. Oh. Okay, so what we need to do there instead, actually, is
Okay, let me check how long this is going to last. Color. Let's try this. Okay. Is the chat appearing on the screen? I'm not sure. Are you sure?
Weird. After you've taken off, monster transfer is greater. And take off 6 time.
In falling. Oh. Goes out. Damn. It's not good. No, it's too slow. Ah, that's annoying.
Okay, nice. Let me just do one last check
That goes
to make
there,
sure I
and
see
then it
what
goes
the thing's
to...
doing.
It's just that... Does it when it's... just way too much. What the hell is that?
Always update source. Okay, now. Nice. And it goes back out. Goes to 0, and then you can extend it out.
Okay, how can I get that?
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, much better.
Okay, let's just not... Okay, let's just... do that. Yes. Yeah, I just need to get it. How do I do that? Right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is quite an important change.
Yes. No. Okay, we can't do that.
What I need to do is, because I have a lot of it for monster changes, but
Okay, we need
less
that.
technically weird or whatever. Unequal to then the trajectory, the set trajectory, blah 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 blah. Cool. Um, so here we say if the montage time is greater. Yeah. Okay. There's a couple checks. If the montage is greater than that, and okay. Need to clean this up, but for now, let's keep that. So, one thing I do want to do. Now, because basically what I was doing, right, is to, what I was doing to basically allow you to, like, balance straight off of the thing is, the issue was it was always taking you off the edge, like it would preserve too much of your previous trajectory. Because you know when we stop the trajectory thing, we don't necessarily, we don't actually stop the trajectory, we just keep it at what it was previously.
Yeah.
So the issue that when you're trying to stick is that it always, even if we release the thing, it would always take you a bit forward, because your trajectory theoretically, once it blends out, starts blending out, your trajectory was further forward. So then initially I added like, basically it's like preserve a little bit more of the animation to give it time for the trajectory during the blend out or whatever, to give it time for the trajectory to go back to 0. But that was crap because it meant you did the exact opposite thing that you were trying to avoid. You were trying to avoid having to give you're wanting to blend out as soon as you land, but by doing the whole give it like 0.2 seconds, you were doing the thing that we were trying to avoid in the first place, which was not letting the animation drive it too much. So now it's like if you're on a thin wall, we kill the trajectory off. The reason, one of the things I was doing before, I don't think it was causing the stutter, it might have been, was we kill the trajectory straight away, but that means that during the blending the trajectory was killed. Like even as I'm going into the animation, my trajectory was still like destroyed. But yeah, that obviously has problems because then theoretically, like even for that 0.2 seconds or however long the blend-in time is, my trajectory goes back to 0. If I'm on a thin wall, which could make it so that like the motion match causes a stutter to try and stop the character.
Oh yeah.
But now I check that we're blended out. Rather than blend out, I actually use the takeoff. So like we're actually in the air, and then I set the trajectory to 0, or the input trajectory to 0. Sorry, if it's on a stick wall. So then you then have to actually you have to then actually push forward to say, okay, once I blend out, go forward again.
Yeah. But we can even set the trajectory to 0 to on the land. Because maybe that will allow the blending to keep like blending in.
Oh, but by doing trajectory on takeoff, we 100%, because the blending time is from whatever phase to takeoff, so we're 100% fully blended in. Like that, once we're blended in fully to the animation, I then stop the trajectory. Because then at landing, I then re-enable it so that if you land and are pushing forward, immediately it starts trying to take you off the wall, so it improves that responsiveness. Because if I show you here now, if I show my screen, there's something I'm gonna kill this IK because it's just sus. It's just behaving terribly. It's almost worse. It's just terrible. My screen.
Yeah.
See now I've got it thing. So now if you see during takeoff and everything, it's all fine. Then after I've taken off, it now takes it back to 0. Like it brings it back. So that once now I'm at 0. So if I hold it now to push off the wall, it then as I land, it now takes it's like, okay, step forward. So then I take a step here, and then it's like, okay, drop. So without if the capsule wasn't doing the it actually looked quite nice. But now if I oh, this is the crap this animation is sus. I need to have a look at that. If I get this one here, if I let go completely, and I'm like, stay on the wall basically, the trajectory target is 0 basically. So it'll go to 0 like with the damper, and then now it actually stays on the point. Because before, I don't know if you noticed before, it would do a little foot shuffle forward.
Yeah.
Which meant that often you are actually almost off the edge of the wall, whereas now you're actually on the wall's edge, which helps a lot, especially when you're doing like climbs up to like places like here and stuff. It just actually keeps you on that point that you can actually then. Let me check this in though, because it should hopefully it's actually quite an important check, especially for the blending in of pretty much all the climbs on thin walls. And then, yeah, 7602. The other animations, the ones where you just run out, I'm not seeing any significant glitchiness blending in. Yeah.
Are we so
oh shit, crap. The one thing I might need to reintroduce that 0.2 second thing is because we need to that avoided the foot sliding, which we might actually get back now if I don't have that extra preservation of it. Oh no, okay, I'll fix that. I'll do a check-in now before.
So I think we are still okay for the climb ups. So what I noticed is from the state machine to the actual montages, like from locomotion to montage, we can use the standard blend when it does the fully like two-way blend, and it's okay because one of the two is not montages. Like the problem there, but this is not applied to you, but I'm just telling that in case you have a like if you're blending between montages, there is like standard blend doesn't really work because so only inertialization work in blending in between anim montage slots, and because I noticed that blending anim montage slot is for example from jump, which is on anim montage, into fall. If I don't have inertialization, the root motion gets overwritten by one of the two. So let's say that you get the jump, and the jump is whatever root motion has, okay, for the jump. Then when you reach the climax, you need to play the falling animation to fall down if it's on a drop. Now, if you use standard blend and you couple that with the scale motion warping or any motion warping, like the motion warping has got a root motion modifier, but the root motion modifiers apply to the whole root motion. So what it does is, like, let's say your character is jumping and then it reaches the climax, and then the falling anim montage saying, okay, just skew it like 3 times x, 3x, because the fall needs to be, a lot longer, right, than what the way it is in the mockup. Like that 3x is instantaneously applied to the jump as well. So the jump will do the super mega warp. But if you use standard blend between two montages, if you instead doing inertialization doesn't change the root motion of the montages blending out, which I think is a bug from a real engine. But yeah, without that, everything looks absolutely shite. So I don't think he applies here, but take that into account that every time you do oh, actually maybe it does apply, actually, because every time you do a warping, a root motion modifier on the warping, that gets applied to the root, like to the whole root motion itself. So if you're going in with the locomotion and you apply a warp, like that change in the root motion will be applied while you're blending in as well, and that could be bad. So
Yeah.
I think it's actually safe to get. It would be safer to, even from the locomotion into the climb up, to get inertialization always on, because we are sure
Always
that
on.
if you use any root motion, any root motion warping, it will do it correctly.
You would do it correctly.
Maybe they
probably
fixed
does,
for 5.1, I don't know, but that one drove me crazy for about 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's no problem with that. Let me I'll check in this fix here. Or this change here. I don't know. No, sorry.
The shitty thing about that is that initialization sometimes is a little bit wonky. The full two-way blend is a lot more stable. Initialization could give you a really shitty things, but well, yeah, it's the only thing that works. Or maybe that is not even a bug. That is like, if you just say scale the root motion 3 times, it just scales it. I mean, it's like it's. But I'm not quite sure why initialization doesn't do it. I think it's because from what I can guess, I need to look at the source code, but from what I can guess, initialization is a very cheap blend that doesn't do any actual blend. It just changes only the target pose. Like, it doesn't really know what the source pose is. It just takes, right, okay, just keep going roughly about that. I don't think it has to do any blend. I think it's just applying basically it's applying additively on the motion. I think this is why it's not affecting the root motion of the animation blending out.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna check this in, and I'll do it. I'll do it in the when we do the switching. We'll do it in the player-based movement. Because obviously we can change it each one, which I have into me to. Yeah, without having me to freaking go through and be like blah 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 blah.
Okay, this could be a little bit sus, but let's try. Yeah, and the indicator does again that weird. It wasn't doing for a long time, right? Oh, I need
What
to
one?
get.
Say that again?
You know that super mega stuttering when it touches something. You know, like the one with the shimmy was like.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait, there's a stutter? What?
The hand IK. Sometimes they move like the hands move like
Oh yeah,
crazy.
no, the hand IK. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about any shimmy. Yeah, the hand IK is sus right now. I'm not gonna lie. Very sus, baby. It's weird. Mhm. They should hopefully do it.
Yeah, like everything is stuttered now.
Yeah, no, what's weird though is that I swear it wasn't doing it. Like something seems to have changed.
Yeah.
Where because like when I was testing it around it, I really wasn't getting that much of the stutter, but now I get a crazy amount of stutter, like just a absolute nuts amount.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, those stats are like the most annoying thing because everything else is like so good, and then
yeah, no, I've been killing the hand eye cake because it's that annoying. Um, this is important.
that works remarkably well. Okay.
Okay, that's quite a key fix there. See, there's still a weird.
Why does it work? I'm confused. Alright. Okay. I mean, it works, so I won't complain, but.
Debug what the value is going to be. Make sure it's going to 0. Correctly. Yeah. Okay. That's correct. That is actually correct. That is actually correct. Okay, so plus the addition button. Okay, cool. We can get rid of you. Some point change there. And then look how much manager. Let's do 70. You want to kill the trajectory. Okay. Let me check these in. So they're good changes. And then I really want to debug. Why the fuck is status like that?
Yeah, okay, that's annoying. Yeah, it's awful. Hmm? How does it get that point then? That's weird.
Okay.
Okay, it's better, so I'm gonna check it in.
Once you check something, I've checked in the trajectory thing. I think I need to have a look at some animations because there's one or two animations that I've recently added that I feel are giving me a bit of a more of a stutter than the other ones. Yeah, if you grab latest, let me know if that stutter is really blatant for you still, because I think it might still be. But if it is, I need to then have a little look see what is going on. Need to have a little look see. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. What? What is going on? No, it's all wrong. Why? No, not good. It's not working. Super sus. Hmm. So yeah, that thing didn't fix it. Hello, man. We're good, you. Um, the this animation is weird though. It's sort of like zigzaggy all the way through the thing, and I'm not sure. And he also got a very like two-step phases instead of usually one that goes.
There's a couple that, especially some recently, I've been having weird behavior like because like even elaborating recent animations, I've not really been able to even to add IK curves to um to add the left hand IK blending and right hand IK blending. Um, there's something sussing out. Something sus is being sus.
Why this thing is going up and down though? I think the root motion here is wrong. Root motion should stay 0 before takeoff.
That's the 7/6 right. Because do you have the issue? Let me do my thing. Make sure it's see. It's just it's just I don't know what it is. It's just yeah. There's just not yeah. There's something's changed somewhere that just feels less fluid. I don't know what it is. From
Yeah.
like just playing, everything just feels a bit more jumpy. I don't know what it is.
But the general locomotion is very fluid. It's just when it does, and the volts are fluid. It's just
a bit more jumpy, and I don't know why, but I don't know what's changed. Like I haven't changed any like significant logic now.
what is that? Can you remove the skew motion warp? I know that may be a little bit hard to just even make you run without that, but there is something that is affecting the root motion that is really killing it.
What's weird is that I only get the issue when I'm blending in. Once I'm in the animation, I have no issue. Which is weird because yeah, some stuff. Let me have a look here. What's also weird is that when I added the motion warp, right? Even after I added it, it felt smooth. But now all of a sudden it doesn't. That's what, because initially I thought, okay, maybe it's the motion, like the skew.
Yeah.
But I remember adding it and it feeling smooth. Like I remember adding it feeling good, and it didn't have this stuttery effect.
Yeah.
It was only like a few days after that it started to just appear. Curious as to what. Let me kill disable all screen messages.
Yeah, and like removing the 100k, yeah, it's just a little bit madness at the moment, isn't it? What I don't understand is why we have why we have that problem with like I show you here, right? We found the hand AK that is so this will go straight like in the middle of the wall, okay, and then it will like slowly go up to the wall, okay. Now I know about that. That is not easy to get that exact offset, right? But like, is the animation basically broken? That like the hands are going like up and down like crazy, and that will make the hand decade looking a lot more shittier. Like, should we, when we elaborate, my idea is that should we fix if we detect that there is within the range of the hand decay, I think we should say fix the Z or of the hand for the whole duration of the decay, right? Because to me, it still doesn't make any sense that we cannot calculate the offset correctly.
It's like so without the hand like K there, the hands obviously move. The issue that the hand like K is what is going to pull the hand to the Z and fixes it there, like it keeps it at that point, and then allows the body to move as and how it wants. The problem here with something like this is that they're climbing to something that's completely like. It's the more we scale, right? The more the hand like is going to deform the pose. So like, I'm curious what the scale of something like this is. Like it might be probably in the 1.2 region or something like that.
So the scale here is. Oh, we don't print the scale anymore.
Because something like that, I anticipate it's probably quite high.
But even if it's 1 point, like whatever number it is, right? If the scale is applied relative not to the root, but to the hand IK offset, I still don't understand why that shouldn't work. See, I think it doesn't work because the animation is broken, right?
The hand IK doesn't work because the animation is broken.
Yeah. Like, what is the animation name? Let me get.
But I'm confused what you mean by the animation is broken.
19937. I'll show you. Basically, what is 19937? So
this is one I think I added recently because it's Josh KTO3. I think I might have added this one recently. Yeah, it's what looks like one of the late ones. Yeah, I think I added this one recently, and there's a lot of Josh's one that are quite sus. Because without the hand IK, it also does like some, but yeah.
So, if we, where are you, Josh? Oh, yeah, got that. Like, okay, let's just play this animation slowly, right? So okay, so it goes into contact with the wall where this line is, okay? And I expect
Mhm.
the hands to move massively. Yeah, there. Like so my theory is like if we set this point here and we say okay, you are in contact with the wall, the hand decay, sorry, the hand position will stay there. Because there, look, it goes down like a lot, like at least 10 centimeters, which is completely screwing. It's completely screwing the animation up. Because then the feet are perfect. Like the feet are exactly where the hands are here.
Mm.
They're on this line, okay. The hands are on this line, but then they drop. But the feet they are okay. So I think this movement here is just what it makes it like super mega weird, right?
Yeah, but that's such a small discrepancy there, right, in the position of the hands. Like the moving the hand up and down 10 centimeters, right? That doesn't deform the pose. Like that IK can achieve with ease. Like you can have literally just no settings and it shouldn't change. It will hardly impact anything. Um, the tricky bit is when you move the hand significantly and then the rest of the body has to then adjust the pose during movement. Um, so
But
like
but my idea is that if we scale this whole animation by let's say 20%, okay,
mm,
and the hands are stable, then the 20% will be reflected with the hands. So like apart from the pose, like the clawing on the wall and stuff like that, I don't think we like in theory we shouldn't need the hand AK to play with the position of the hands. That is what has always been my question.
well, but then but no, but the problem with that is that um we're scaling the total movement from takeoff to land, right? For that to be the case, you need to scale from takeoff to the hand grab point. That has to be scaled accordingly, not from takeoff to when my feet land. I need to scale from takeoff to when my hand is placed. That needs to be scaled appropriately so that I then never. So like then I have to say between. So I need to be grabbing my hands. Have to be at whatever X height in the wall, like they are in the height of the hands to the root, right? Whatever that is from the ledge point, that's where I need my root to be at the point at which my hands grab. If we're gonna say that we don't want to scale the whole motion,
But
so you're just scaling from takeoff to hand grab.
but if we scale the whole motion by so this is 2 meters, okay? Because this is like every quad here is 2 meters, right? If we scale the whole motion by actually 3 meters because it starts from here. So it grab a ledge pretty much 3 meters, okay? Now if we say scale the whole animation, we can actually do it here. Like scale the whole animation 10%. This hand here will always be a 3 meter and 30 centimeters. Because the whole animation has been scaled 30%, right? So I don't know why that wouldn't work. See, apart from this discrepancy that goes up and down, fine, we can live with that. But like this scaled by 10% is gonna be exactly the same, right? See, I don't understand why the hand is a special case compared to the root. If we scale the root 30%, the hands will scale accordingly to that, right?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. we go up. Yeah, no, yeah. But then when we do the scale, we still have the issue. Like even when we scale the, this animation takes it up 10%, or like the wall is 10% higher. So let's scale the up by 10%.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it. The scale doesn't achieve, like the hands are still in the wall at some point. Because of that discrepancy between like the animation hands don't know that the scale, how to put it, the hand reach and the root scale, like your hands are placed on the wall separate to how your root moves up, and that's the difference. So like when we scaled, right, it was all fine, but the hands were doing weird stuff. It's because the scale is, you're scaling the root motion, not the hands motion. So my hand motion could, before my root even moves up, be at the wall, right? So even if I scale my root by whatever, so let's say here, right, we scale the root. If you put like a wall pop animation, for example, that the wall is like chest height, right? But then the wall now is 1.5 times that, right? And we want to scale to that 1.5. Before you have actually taken off, your hands in the animation are somewhat near the ledge point, right? So yeah, so an animation like that, for example, if we go back, sorry, I'm watching stream.
Oh yeah, no, let me do the screen sharing on Discord. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm on Discord.
Is when so when you take off, right?
Yeah.
There, if you see here, the hand, as you're taking off, the hands are basically at the wall itself, right? Because the wall is whatever X high, right?
Yeah.
So the itself is only starting to scale. Like it's only like the scale of the actual root motion is moving up a little bit. So, but the hands themselves, they don't, like they are, before I've even taken off, so before the root Z has even started to do any sort of scale, my hands in the animation could want to be at the wall already. So that's the issue we had, because it's like, for some animations, the hands want to be at the wall before the root has actually had time to go up enough to scale to reach on top of the wall. So my hands could be theoretically on the wall before I jumped, but the hands don't know that the wall is 1.5 times higher, because I'm not saying move my hand higher, I'm saying move my root higher, right? So if my root is still on the ground, my hands say, oh, I want to grab a wall that's 1 meter high, but in the game the wall is 1.5 meter high. There is the scaling it won't solve the problem, because the hands will still reach out forward thinking the wall is right there, even though it's above you. Then when you jump, then the scale occurs. The hands will then eventually reach the point of, like, okay, the root and the offset between the root scale and the hands, like the height difference has now made it so that the hands are on the wall. And then when I pop through, like if you don't do any hand IK, but you scale it, you always know the tail end of the motion, the hands are normally generally in the right place. Like towards the end of the wall pop, the hands are generally in the right place, because that offset between the hand and the root decreases. But like while we have that offset between the hand and the root, there is always like that chance for, like, my root hasn't taken off, my hands however think they're at the wall, but the wall is actually higher because I need more movement, more the scale time to get up to that point, if that makes sense.
But so, like, if you constantly scale up like that 10%, right? Like, apart from when it's 0, okay,
the issue you'll have is not that the hands will not get onto the thing. The issue you have is that the motion won't look right. The hands will go through the wall because it's a different. Like this thing, scaling it by like anything beyond a certain amount will yield in a different animation. Like because the motion has to be different to get on top of something higher. Like so, like that wall pop here. If you try and do something that's above head height, right, the actual motion theoretically should be different because you're not reaching for something in your chest, you're reaching for something above head. And that's why, like, if you notice when we do it, the scale of these wall pop like to something above head height, when they jump up to it, the hands go through the wall and then reach the top eventually and then you pop through. But like with IK, it makes it so that they actually try and aim to the top bit right at the start, so it makes more sense as the motion. If I he's like,
okay, so but isn't that a problem of calculating the right scale ratio, which needs to take into account the root and the hands?
we'd have to take into account like what I think for the climbs, right? There's two things we have to do there. To climbs, to make them very accurate, because the climbs we actually can. The climb we can walk to the point, and this is actually what we should do. Which I'm gonna do this today. With the climbs, we can walk to the point on the ledge where the root is offset from the hands, so that we know. Then we stop it at the point, like that motion there needs to, like you have different walks, right? So the takeoff to the grab, right? That is one scale, right? Like we want to scale that by however much we want to do, like so that we know that when we get there at that point where our hands are going to be grabbing the wall. Our hands are. I want the root to be at this height at that point. And the thing is, the doing it across the whole motion sort of does that because it's skewing the actual root motion. So if it doesn't move up at all, it just moves like it will like do it respectively to how much movement up and down you get. So like with the skew warp, you do get that bits where it moves up, and then pops like slows, and then pops up again. With the scale, you have to. Yeah, I think you'd have to like adjust the scale based on the hands and the root, accordingly. It seems.
So the root here in this first instance, the root here is, let's say, the root here is scaled by well, yeah, so the root here we scale, we'll have an offset of, let's say, 50 centimeters. No, okay, okay, this is like 80 centimeters the offset to the root, okay? So this is 80 centimeters, but the hands, they offset, let's say, well, depends which hand you take into account, but let's say the hands are only offset 50 centimeters, okay? So scaling the root by, let's say 2, it will bring the root up like 1.6 meters, but the hands, they need to be up only like 30 centimeters. So isn't just the case to do the ratio between the two?
But the one tricky thing I have is like, will that guarantee the root gets onto the wall? That's the thing. Like if, because one thing I'm seeing now is like, if we decrease the scale, the root does not get onto the wall. Because we know how much the root needs to, during the animation,
No.
how much more the root needs to move up in order to get to the top, right?
Yeah.
But that's not like the case for that. So if I do a little, so I'm just trying to visualize it myself because I'm also trying to understand it too. Like I just to make my thought is right. So if you see my screen, can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like this point here. So say we take off at this point, and then my animation, like my ACO, and then so my animation wants to take it to this height here, right? And then, but I actually want to get it to this height here, and this is whatever, like I don't know, like this is 1, and then whatever like multiplier of this is the scale here, right? This is what we do this to get the scale. My hands, for example, in the normal animation, are going to reach towards here, but then as I start to go up, the point at which my hands reach will like increase, like there, and then like it'll go up, whatever. But like at some point in here, before my root has reached the final point of what it has, so like before it's gotten all the way to now it's at this point here, my hands are going to want to be at the wall, right? So my hands will be here, but they want to be there. But if I increase the scale, my root is now going to follow a trajectory like that. Like it's going to want to go up here. Why can't I fucking... Rather than here. And if I decrease the scale, then my root is going to follow this path. When I need it to follow this one, but my hands, they need to follow, the hands just don't, because I guess they're not what's being scaled per se. Like we're not scaling the motion of the hands.
Well, okay, but the problem is, can the problem be solved by just finding the right number? And is that only one number that we need to find? Or, if this is a problem with infinite solutions, then we are in a completely different scenario here, right?
I don't think one number can solve it, because the number we have now takes it to this exact point here, right? We know that when the thing finishes, it's at the ledge point. Any changes to this number, positively or like will additively or like will negatively basically impact the accuracy then, no matter what we do, right? Like if the number we scale by now takes it here. But that's because but that's the scale over the whole motion. We might have to scale it differently at different points.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, if we, like, there must be the number, because if we get that scale, like if we do it in what is the name of this, like sequencer thing, right? We just bring the animation and we scale it. We will find the number in which we scale and the hands reach that point. No? It's impossible that there is no number in which that reaches the point. There must be a number.
No, yeah. So realistically, then, right? The scale needs to stop. So we're not scaling to land, then, theoretically, right? So if we scale to the point where the hands touch the wall,
Yeah.
then stop scaling.
No, I don't think we need to stop scaling.
Because then if you keep scaling, the
No,
root
no,
is
but remember, the scaling is just one number, right?
Yeah.
So
we don't want to scale
is
the motion,
applied
right?
throughout the whole motion. So we cannot stop it. Well, we can, but we shouldn't, right?
Because in my head, I'm like, okay, so between this point here and this point here, right? If my scale is 1.5, right? If this is so let's say between this point here and this point here, if this is how high I normally travel there, then here I'm going to travel there or whatever like that, right? But what I was thinking is, if we have the hands here, if my hands now, so now we ignore the root, right? We don't care what the root does, because we know the root is going to go where the hand goes. So if we say, okay, well, when I take off, my hand's at this height here, whatever height, but I need my hand to be at X height, whatever point where my hand reaches. So then I scale that so that the point at which my hand reaches, my height is now going to be this point here with my hand height. My hand, I know the height of the hand will be at the wall. And so now I know my trajectory has gone, like this is that point here of, this is what, like, scaled up to this point here. If I continue the scale going so that then the pull-up motion when I pull, because at the point where my hand is there, I'm just doing what the animation's doing, right? I don't want to make the animation move higher or move lower, right? I don't want the root motion at that point to take me up any higher or take me down any, like, do you know what I mean? So like, if during this point I would normally pull myself up half a meter, I don't want to pull myself up 0.75 meters, right? I want to still pull myself up half a meter. But if I have a 1.5 scale still active, I'll pull myself up to a higher height. But then if I say I don't want to scale anymore, like once my hands grab the wall with our new, like, adjusted scale during the right time, we just go back to the normal motion, and then that'll pull me onto the right height.
No, because once, you know, if you scale it back to 1, then the whole animation is gonna go like backward to what it was. But like,
Can't, because the root is moved. That's impossible. Because if the root is in the air, right? So if I jump to this high, right, my hands are at this point here, and my hands, so my capsule's here, right? My hands are here. My root is here. I know that. Okay, I'm at the grab point. If I scale back the motion to 1, this isn't going to go down. It's just going to move me onto this exact point, because I know now, I was like, well, I don't need to go any higher. Theoretically, I'm at that, in the animation phase or point, I'm at the exact point at which, I just need to pull up, do the exact same thing the animation does. I don't need to go up here, like here. I don't need to go down here. I need to just go here. So just scale it back to 1.
you won't go up there because the whole motion will be, you know, see, if the hands are 10% higher, then the landing point needs to be 10% higher anyway. You can't just say no, the landing point is where it was before, because if the hands are on a surface that is 10 centimeters higher, also the landing should be, and the rest of the animation, because it's scaled all proportionally, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, once we get to the point when my hands reach reach the wall, where once they're at that right point at that time,
Yeah.
I don't want to keep scaling my upwards pull, because that will take my hands higher. Like that's what's causing the, because it's I think that's the issue. We scale too little during the actual takeoff, and then because we continue scaling, because if you watch any like warp up now, we don't actually scale the correct amount to grab onto the top. Sorry, let me control disconnected. We scale, if you see here. Oh, why is that my? I think he's being so buggy. Why are you not? Oh my goodness. So yeah, if you see here, like that's just completely wrong, right? The hands in that, then as you see, as I'm pulling up, then the hands increase in height to then reach the point there, and then as I pull up again, the hands they keep coming up, they keep increasing in height throughout. But if what I'm saying is if the capsule,
Yeah, but that's wrong, right?
if
the hands just stay there.
yeah, so if we scale from takeoff, right, we can say, okay, well, how high is my hands at the start or once I've taken off? How high would they be like what's the how high do I need them? Is the wall, right? So theoretically, my hands at landing will be from takeoff to land will be 1 meter high. The hand land point, I actually need my hands to be 2 meters high or 1.2 meters high because the wall is 1.2 meters high or whatever. Then I say, okay, we'll scale that by 1.2, like during like which will be a greater value, I think, because the hands will need to move more. Like we'll need to because it's quicker and shorter. Like the hand motion, I think, will actually result in a bigger jump up. But what it will mean is that the hands get to that point there, and then once the hands are there, we then say, okay, revert back to the normal animation, because then my hands are at that point, revert back to the normal scale of the Z, which means I don't get any extra up or any extra down. It's gonna do, where is the animation? It's just gonna do the animation itself, and then just pull on to the point where my hands are, because that's what the animation does.
But I think if you introduce a discontinuity in any motion, it's never gonna work, because I think we should can you open? I'm not very familiar with the sequencer stuff. Probably you are better than me. Can you open a sequencer thingy and add that animation there?
What I can do actually is just it's a play a star, isn't it? Oh,
Nice camera, that one. That's very cool.
okay, and then say. Maybe that's why is it?
Oh my god.
What? Okay, well, hold on. I'll do the mesh instead. Let me revert.
Yeah, if we isn't that just a matter of dragging the animation itself into the
Yeah. I just got to drag the animation. Yeah,
well,
that was my fault.
I never understood how that sequencer works.
Yeah, it's my fault. I should have just Let me do it. Let's do a wall pop where it goes like sort of chest height. No, I do not want to be 2871. Okay, so this guy.
Yeah.
And then we'll do add level sequence. Track sequence.
Right. So if you open up here that transform, right? Can you put a wall like yeah, a wall that just matches that that animation?
What the hell? It does not want to. Why is it?
Oh, no, not control rig, right? It's an animation thing, right?
Yeah, so, but it has no animation.
Oh, but if you do plus animation, but it's already an animation.
Yeah, I did that. Even if I add a animation, but this here.
Oh, now he has the animation, right?
Yeah, but it says this isn't animation itself.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Very weird. Animation. 2871. Warp up 2871. Why isn't it doing anything?
How did we do it before?
I don't remember, because we did it before for the thing. I don't remember.
Yeah, we did it for the tutorial, right?
I don't. This controller is sus.
Yeah, it always confuses me. I think you need to remove the control rig.
Yeah, I feel like I might.
Can you just delete it? There we go.
Yeah, so sus.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so you see here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. 'Cause then we can actually
Yeah.
scale it.
Is
Here.
that yeah?
So if we say Z, we scale. Oh my! We need to scale the animation, not the.
Yeah. How do we?
How would you scale the animation?
Oh, transform. What's that? Is that animation transform? Oh, add the key maybe. If you add the. Yeah, can you add the key to the animation?
But the only thing is the weight.
Oh, can
No, this transform is of the actual location maybe. Oh, like that. Okay. Okay, yeah, cool. Got you. So, okay. So here. Okay. Okay, yeah, we can scale it. Okay, well, let me add a wall. Sorry. Let me just see.
But location won't scale, right?
Oh, but I can add a key so that it how do I freaking Okay, that's pretty correct. Okay, so this gets it onto the normal point, right?
Yeah.
Like this. Okay, there we go. Like that. Okay, cool. So now, if I say I want to scale it by whatever, right? Like I want it to be however much higher.
Yeah, do it let's scale it 10%.
Let me add a key first, sorry. The location of that. Right? And then if I say there is at -0. Oh, yeah, I want it to be 10 as well. Okay, let me just go 4. What? Oh, but, oh, sorry. So okay, because we need to scale it from takeoff, right? So because it's not actually on the ground. Hold on, because it's gonna start moving straight away. Hold on, let me delete this. Wait a second. Let's do this properly. So at 0, we need to put it so that it's on the ground. So location, there, move you down. Build there. Right, and then we add that. Okay, so we know that it stays pretty much. Okay, it's a little bit low. Let's move you up a little bit more. Let me do it so that I take off you on the ground. Okay. So times 0 as the location here, and then at takeoff, so like here, we also want to be there, right? We want the thing to be the location of this to be whatever. Then if we say then at landing, this is what we currently do now. At landing, we want to be 10% higher, right? So if we say at landing, we want to be up here.
But you are interpolating there. Like, well, the root motion scale will be applied uniformly.
Yeah, true. Actually, with the root.
Because, like, we are scaling the root motion, right?
Yeah, the root motion, not the
Yeah.
I don't think you. I don't know if you can do it in here. Then I don't know if the sequencer allows that.
So is that the scale of the actual mesh?
Yeah, this is just it's the scale of the location of the actual mesh of the character. Yeah.
Well, if you do a scale of 2, what happens?
This here.
Yeah, scale. Yeah.
Oh, scale here. This will like stretch out character.
So it is applied to the mesh, right?
Yeah, it's the mesh. I don't think there's an animation root motion scale in the sequencer like this. Like here, you can only just find an animation. I don't think you can like, because I think at that point you're basically doing the root. Well, why don't we code it up? Like let's just, because this is almost confusing to me.
Yeah.
So what is it that you want to experiment with?
So okay, let's go that. Like let's get let's play that animation. Okay, always that animation, and let's see when it goes exactly onto the wall. Okay. Like just make a wall that does exactly, without any IK, without any scaling, just play the animation as is, right?
Okay, so no scale, no nothing. Right?
Nothing. Just play the animation there, and just let's see where it goes onto that wall.
In that case, let me. Yeah, it's gonna be here. Let me just. I'm gonna hack this to pieces, but. Yeah, what I want to do here, I'm just gonna kill all this crap. Stuff here. And then I'm just gonna say. No, we don't. We just want to. Actually, no. I am gonna keep that, but I'm going to. Yeah, I want to do this. Sorry. No, that's fine, but then I'm just gonna go 1-0.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. It's already 3. What the hell?
Yeah.
The day goes by so quickly. And then, sorry, what? Well, is this a theoretically work for any animation? Oh my god, what is the controller's just been so bad, dude. I don't know what's. It's because I've got it wirelessly connected, so when I don't touch it,
Oh, wireless is just evil.
But I've lost the plug for my wired. And the one I have is not a. It's not one of those sendy ones. Like you need a specific one that sends and receives for the PS5. But okay, so it does this animation here.
Actually, can you force the same animation? So
yeah, sorry, let me do that. Let me actually pick one as well.
Hello, Delixab. Hello, Oma. Hello, Exozoix. 7 a.m. there. Ah, where are you?
So if I want to run up this now.
Yeah. Okay.
So with a scale of 1.
Yeah. So this is 2871, right?
Yeah.
Did we force it 2871?
Yeah, I forced
okay,
2871.
Nice. So can you get a wall there, which goes exactly that high? It's pretty much the height
like
of
at
the yeah, of the second thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna trigger very late. Oh, it's freaking. It becomes a wall pop. Let me. It's because I have a. Yeah, it's okay. One second. Hold on. Sorry. I know I got. Yeah, sorry. 2871. 28. Okay.
Right. Okay. Right. That's almost good, right? It's just. Yeah. Right. That's very good. Actually, that's perfect. Okay. Now.
Yeah.
So this is a scale of 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you increase the height of the object 10%?
It might make it so that it's absolutely perfect. Let me just run into the wall. So here, the hands never go through. Oh, it's pretty much perfect actually. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay.
Well,
Fine.
oh no, 1 sec.
Me-
This is y- just make the object exactly standing on the ground, otherwise we.
You know, I'm also gonna do. Let's be precise with it. Let me actually make a. We do it like this, so we actually have. Let me bring it closer as well. We don't have to keep running back and forth. So here. So, and then let's see how high it needs to be. A little bit lower, probably. Well, I can actually hold on. I can know. Let me actually know the exact height. Let's do it properly. So, let's just say the root CZ 190. Say 195. Let's just say. Yeah. So
But is that on
195.
the ground? Yeah.
Yeah, it's now. So if I run into it, okay, that's pretty perfect. But actually, rather than okay, yeah, that's pretty much okay. That's spot on.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So you know, 195 is the height of the wall that one climbs, right? Just about 2 meters.
yeah. So just do 195 times 1.1.
10. Oh, is that? It's like 214 or something. 215, 216. What's that? 20, 215. I'm just gonna use a calculator. 215. I guess 220.
Did you calculate it exactly?
214.5. Oh, that's actually quite close.
Okay, and then just put it to the ground. Yeah. And now, no, 1 sec. Now just go to the scale and do the Z 1 time. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that.
Yeah, you see, you have the exact issue that I was saying. Is like the hands go through the wall. Like, do you see how the hands aren't on the wall until a certain point of the root is taking it onto, like there. Very hard to try.
Yeah. So that is the discrepancy between the. I mean, the final effect is absolutely perfect, right?
Yeah. What
The
I was
going
saying is,
there is not.
if we did, because the thing is that we'd have to change the calculations, because it's that discrepancy between the hand, because you see the hands below, and then as the root continued to move higher, the hand then raises up. Oh, that's quite good. But what I was saying is that if we scaled to the point at which the hands went onto the wall,
Yeah.
right, the correct height, and then so if we scaled to the point at which the hands went onto the wall, and then we just played the normal, like then the scale was just, because I mean we can do it now. Hold on, we can manipulate this 2871's actual montage. So if we say okay, so only scale the motion between takeoff and when my hands make contact, when they're moving at 0. So let me actually, do it somewhat precisely. Let's say, so let's go left hand velocity. So it's frame 20 basically. Okay, so there. we scale between these points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we only scale here, now, if just for, I would do it for both in case it mirrors the stupid thing. It's a scale, 1.1 of a scale, cool. So now when we play, it's scaling. Oh, the stupid. Yeah, I set it to walking at the end of the thing. One sec, let me change and do some. Sorry, so it's on deactivate. We don't set it to walking. You just set it to flying the thing, and then. So now, what I anticipate is it's actually going to go up the height. It's going to start walking at the height of the wall of the hands. So the hands are there. So if you see now the feet, they land exactly where the hand was. So if you get the hand scale right, so now if we say, so the ledge height, we say how high the ledge is, the root height there. So let's say the ledge is 1 point something meters, and the hand goes up what? Well, the root height is a calculation. So, I mean, for now, I'm just going to scale it up a greater value, right? So this is what I was saying in terms of the scale needs to be something bigger because that's going to be. So if we said 1.2, so but this calculation is going to be done based on the hands and whatnot, not the root itself. If we said now, let's do it. Oh, sorry, 1.2 seemingly is not enough. So yeah, so this will say in terms of like that discrepancy can be quite a large scale, it seems. Okay, that might be alright. So if we go closer, too close to them. Let's do it like at the right distance.
Yeah, that looks like.
That's like near. Yeah, the hands. So you see, like at no point are the hands ever at the wrong height. Like once we've scaled it to the actual, and obviously once we have the, like that's it there. And if you look at the root now, is going to actually then finish where the hands are. And if we get the precise.
Yeah. So that will work, right? So is there a way? No, so like okay, the original two question is that a single number, and how do we calculate that 1.3?
So much better already. I think it's a single number, and the way we calculate that will have to be sorry, let me kill this crap. Will be, so currently we use root height of the animation is in this curve here. It's this TZ, right? So we say we want to be moving on from takeoff to here. We move up 100 centimeters, but we actually want to move up whatever. It's like a percentage of that, right? But what we actually want to say is from here, hand right height. So we say from takeoff. Oh, actually, it might not be as straightforward as that because takeoff doesn't necessarily. Yeah, from takeoff to. Ooh. From takeoff to land, from hand to hand on the wall.
No, but the hands can swing like massively, so.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, it might be as easy as. So from takeoff here, let's just say, to here. Oh, so I guess, yeah, true, that's actually quite.
But that would work because maybe like the hands are higher than, maybe it's just like his hands up and then he puts the hands down to get on the wall. Some balls do.
Oh, do you know what we could do? We could say at the point of which the that we have our height thing that we need to move it up, right? Is because I'm thinking now we actually need to move root up, right? So at one point the root needs to be
Yeah,
like
1.3
here,
instead of 1.1.
or the root needs to be up
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
For there, or there. That difference is determined by the difference in the height there. But like we could say, at the point at which the hand lands, what is that, or like the offset? Like we can use the offset from the hand to the root, right, as like a variable to help us. That's what I'm thinking. Like that will have to play into it. So if the hand is from the root, basically, the hand is, I don't know what, like, oh, but this is, that's the bone height we need to look at. Yeah, if the hand is like, if we say from the hand, this is what, like, how high, like 120, 140 or something, 150. Because I remember doing something similar for the climbing, right? That's what, because I had to make, I literally did something similar for the climbing, because I needed to move the root not to the top of the wall, but when it was hanging, I needed to move the root to whatever the root offset from the hand was below. So the hand was on the wall, not the root on the wall. So I think it's something similar. So it's like, I need to move the root up. So if we just say the difference between hand and root is 150 or something, right? Just something, or like 180 or 170 or some shit. Then if I need to move up this amount during that time, would it be root height? Oh, but root height is calculated wrong. Yeah, we have to. Where do we get the 1.3 from? That's what I wanna.
So,
Because there's an extra 20% thing.
can you get, like, if you look at the left hand height, let's say, for example, left hand height, right? Now at 20, right? What is that? It's 200-ish, right?
Yeah.
So we know that if we put the the object that is 200, the hands are gonna be there, right? So that is like correct. So if the object is 214, right, we need to scale that. Yeah, see, that doesn't make sense because
Could it be like when the hands grab? So at the point at which the hands grab, right? We check the offset from the hand to the root, right? And then the height we actually need to be is whatever height we want minus the
but
offset to the root.
that is the offset to the root is that value there, hand height, because the height is always relative to the root.
Okay, so is it?
Yeah.
This looks like the height in the world, not the offset to the root.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be
offset to the
minus
root.
root
Okay,
height.
yeah,
This
yeah,
minus
yeah.
root height.
No, okay, yeah.
So whatever the root
yeah,
head is, yeah.
Yeah.
So this, whatever this is minus the root set. So if we say like, so let's say for this animation we have like 218, right, or 220, right? The root z is going to be 51.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about 150, right? Is the difference?
Yeah.
It's just roughly one. That's the offset we want there. Is about 150, or like 160, whatever. 170. 170 is actually correct. So it's about 170. So yeah, we actually when our hand reaches the wall, we want to be whatever height that our root, whatever height of the wall is, minus the 170. So if we said our ledge height is actually going to be, but I want to say the scale is going to be, how high do we need to move? It's not as high as the ledge.
Yeah, it's the percentage of how those values will change, right?
Yeah. So I need to move my root up to that point there. So if my ledge height is 100. Ooh. No, my ledge height is 220, right? This is let me just do flow. Ledge height equals 220. And then my equals 170. That means I need to move it up an extra 30, right? During that time.
As a 50?
Yeah, okay, no, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, yeah, I need to move, so the ledge, so do, difference, I'm just gonna do auto diff equals 220 minus 170. Why am I doing it? I could just do it in my, it says 50.0f, right? And then, okay, cool. Okay, and then, so we know that's the case. Then what we need to say, this is divided by, then the scale is going to equal the 50.0f divided by the root height at takeoff. No, root height, root z at hand grab minus root z at takeoff.
So root z at takeoff is always 0.
Okay, then it's gonna be the root z at hand grab. It'll be that.
Right, it's
then,
a
so if we
lot
say
more
here-
than 50, right? Okay, let's try, yeah.
No, there's loss. This sounds that just sounds like the. So, at takeoff it's 0. Sorry. So like, yeah, at takeoff it's 0. At hand grabs at 20, it's yeah, this is definitely wrong. So it's at 20. It's like 70. This is very sus. So the reason that a hand grab is going to be 70. 0f. We know that off the ledge height is that high. I need to move it.
70 times 50 is almost 1.3, but is that just a coincidence?
Yes. So something is hold on, sorry. Something is sus in this math. The ledge height is that. The root moves to there. The ledge height's there. The root during this time. So now, if like with this scale, my hand's gonna be there. It's gonna be at 170. I need to move it to 220. The difference in that is 50, so I need to move it up 50. So I need to move it. In addition, I need the root to go 50 higher during this time. So, yeah, what is 50? Yeah, so what is my 50? Called? Sorry, no, it's like this. So then, wait, no, hold on. Yeah, 70. That's like 1.4.
Yeah, but I think that 70 is pretty much a random number, right? Just get it exactly from
this
the
70
thing.
is just I'm plucking out of here.
But
It's
it's
not
not
even
22. It was 20.
61. So it's actually 60. So we said 60.
Yeah, that is 1.2, right?
Yeah. So, because basically what I've said here is then it's like, how much higher do I need to move it, right? which is yeah, no, this okay. I think so. Like, I calculate how much higher I need my hand to be, and then I calculate how high my root moves during the point at which my hand goes to the wall, right? Then I calculate of a percentage of how much it moves, how much is this value of that, and then I increase it by that much. So like I need to move it up 50, so therefore I need to times this value by whatever this is in order to move it up. Oh, well, actually you'd say plus 50 and then divide that by this.
No, because that's just not doing anything.
No, yeah. Wait, hold on. Susness is going through the roof. Yeah, it's gigantic. No.
Why there is a plus there?
No, sorry. No. Yeah, so... Yeah, so then I know that this 50 here is a... So this 50 is 1 point... But my brain is just not firing. So... I know the difference in which I need to move it up during... And I know the time period in which I need to move it up. If I move it up 60, I need to times it by... Wait, so no, sorry. So if I know if it moves 60, so 60 multiplied by the scale will equal to 60 plus the scale, no? Like if I move it by if I know the root moves up 60 between takeoff and the hand grab, right? But I need it to move up 50 more in order to get this offset correct. Then 60 times by the scale needs to give me whatever this plus the difference is. Or am I just... I'm going nuts, maybe.
So, ledge height is 214, right?
Yeah, right. So yeah, so let's do it. Actually, I guess we can do it properly, right? So 214.5.
Yeah.
Let me actually.
Root to hand offset. What is the number?
So ledge height is 214.5.
Mm.
The root to hand offset and the point at which you go, so frame 20. The root is at 61 or 62, and then the hand is at 216. Oh, actually, what we want is this frame here. Is it? Yeah, so it's actually at 16. Not... Oh well, we actually know. We know the hand is at 214 because that's where the grab is. So the hand height is 214. It's the same as the ledge height. So 214.5 minus the root point at that point in time. So that's what 32 when we grab the ledge.
Well, if you disable root motion, you can see better.
Yeah, I don't want I'm making my life. Yeah, so it's frame 20. That I'm sure. So it's this here. So it's 62, right? So 62.
Yeah. But the hand key is not
okay.
214, right?
So 62
Mm-hmm.
and then the offset from the hand to the that is 216.
Right.
So if we say 216, but this, if we want a hand to be exactly on the wall, right, this value should just be the same, right, as the wall height.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll do 216.564 right now. So let's just say 216 minus 62 is 154. So that's this difference here. That's 154. Okay.
What is that?
So
That minus 61.
yeah, that's minus the 62. Yeah, it was like 61.9. Blah blah. So then the difference between oh no. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So the ledge is that high. That's fine. The hand and the root is 154. Right. That's all fine. So we, at the point in which I grab the wall, right, my height of my root is 60. Wait, why do I even care about the... Can I not just be like... Wait, why don't I just... Can I not... Yeah, so the root's handle is 154. So at the point at which... So at the point at which I grab, I need the root to be this minus that high. So if it's 214, root height at grab needs to be 214.5 minus that. So 214.5 minus 154 equals 60.5.
Should we, why you don't do ledge height minus root hand to offset?
Oh, sorry. I'm visualizing the thing. Oh, but yeah, we should
okay.
actually. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm writing down exact values. Just so that while I do my math in my head. But yeah, we can just do ledge height. Just root to hand. Offset. Okay, yeah. So that's when I grab. I need it to be at that point, right? So then. Okay, so that's how high I need it to be when I'm grabbing the wall. How high is it currently when I'm grabbing the wall? It's literally that high.
The thing that I don't understand is like the ledge height, right, is 214 now, okay? And we scale it by 1.3.
1.3.
Yeah. If it was originally it was 125, right? 195. So
Yeah, the ledge height is 214, and it's perfect, right?
with
It's 214.
1.3.
It's perfect.
Mhm.
But then it's telling me that. But then if that's the case, like my hand climbs 214.
Yeah,
Someone's lying
that
this
is the thing. Why your hands still climb 214? Are you sure you don't have any motion warping active?
No. Okay. 1.3. Is it if I wait, let me just kill this. Right. I can set this back to 1.
Yeah. Set back to 1. Then
Let me see what height at which it does get onto, and then we can see whether we'll find out where that makes sense. For God's. volume. Third time's lucky. Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, actually, that might be quite nice and useful. It's a lot lower, isn't it? Sorry, let me put the thingy back on. Okay, so at least like 510. I do like 200.
Yeah, it was 195, right? Yeah.
A little bit low. So 195. No. Oh no. Oh, it's because I didn't um didn't snap it to the ground.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's perfect. So where in the animation here it says 195?
Yeah. No, that is the foot.
Oh yeah, sorry, no. This is what was sorry, yeah, it's 195. So that's from the root, right?
Yeah.
So then how is the hand telling me here 215? Oh. Is it because the hand bone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's gonna be a bit of a discrepancy between this, right? The wall over here, but the hand bone's like there. No, that seems like cap.
Yeah, but like that's even higher than.
Yeah, so there it grabs, right? And my height there is 219. So that's higher than the actual wall point.
Yeah, it's not like. Does it start from 0?
It starts from 95.
Ah, okay, yeah, no, fine, yeah.
Starts from here.
Yeah, sure.
So then the height I'm at is going to be, yeah, that's how high in the world. So I'm on, the hand thinks it's on something one. And I guess that discrepancy is, like, we guess we can somewhat forgive that in terms of the sensor and whatnot. Like, this value is probably the most accurate, right? This one here, because if you, yeah, you know what, if you look, the foot lands lower than where the hand does.
Yeah.
Than where the hand ever lands. There's like a little 10%. Can you? I don't know. Can you see here?
Yeah.
Like the hand's on the wall here, stops being on the wall at this point, but then it doesn't even get. The foot just pops on it. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, if we take the lowest point here, if we say something like 203, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually, or like, if we can predict, or we can actually assume that this hand height is going to be the same as the root Z height, right? We can say that, like, we assume that this value here, where the hand lands, is going to be the same as where the foot would land. Root gets on the wall.
Yeah.
So let's look. So envisioning that this is also 195. Yeah, so if that's 195, the height of the hand, and then we know at 20, sorry, which was takeoff, or which is the point at which you grab, we say it's 195, and this is 61. which was because it was at this point here. 5. 3, 4. That's 2, 3, 4. And then root height of grab becomes 214.5. 80.5. Yeah. Okay. Wait, I'm so stupid, sorry. So root hand to offset is 1, 3, 4. Okay. So if we know the hand then is 214.5. Yeah. That's where my root is in relation to my hand. It is 134 down for where my hand is, like theoretically at the grab. So if I say at the ledge height of 214.5, I need my root to be 134 down. So 214.
No, a ledge height. Oh, okay, yeah.
80.5.
No, what's it?
So at the grab.
Is
So
that the difference between
one at
195 minus 134 and 241 minus 134? Is that ratio?
Yeah. So yeah, that's literal. Yeah, that's right. So that's this here. That's like yeah, that is the ratio that we're calculating now. So it's like the root height of grab is going to be this value, right? That minus, and then we say flow. Oh, so this is sorry, root height of grab is wrong. So this is ledge root height at grab, and then we have the anim root height of grab, which is going to be the Z height.
Yeah, I think that
which is
that is correct. Yeah.
So 195.0 right? If we say, oh sorry, yeah. So we say ledge height, anim height, and then we have anim height minus root hand offset, and then the scale is going to be our ledge root height grab
Yeah.
over anim
Yeah.
height at grab.
So that is 80 divided by 60 pretty much, which is 1.333, right?
Yeah, 1.33, which is why here now, if I change this scale here to 1.33, obviously we know there's a couple discrepancies between the values, whatever, and then I take this to 214.5. It should theoretically be about perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty basic. It's perfect actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite a big scale.
Yeah, and you don't even see it. Like,
yeah, like
you
that
can't
was
see it,
perfect.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that was literally perfect. And the best thing about that is the hand, you just don't even need hand eye care because the hand is correct, right? The hand, and then we go back to the normal motion, and it's just, you don't need to move the
Yeah.
hand up or down, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so that was my initial thoughts about this. Like, technically, if we calculate that number, we don't need 100k.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's based off the hand height. Yeah, no, sorry, no. I was agree with you. What I was saying is that we need to then do the scale, not over the entire thing, but just between the jump and the grab, because that allows us. Because then we return to normal motion.
Yeah, what is really
Because I think
interesting
if
is
we
that
kept scaling,
yeah,
if we kept scaling to land,
yeah,
I think it's going to continue going up and above. This is my. This is what I was. This is gonna what is gonna happen. I did the mirrored one. I was like, what?
yeah.
Of course, it picks the mirrored one. Like the one time I was like, oh, let me skip the mirrored. It's like, no, pick it every time. So if we do from there to land, for example. Yeah.
Yeah, because we calculate, because that all our calculations are based on that exact point, right?
Exact point. Yeah, that's yeah.
So that would
But
be
I
way
don't-
off, right? Yeah.
Yeah, massively off. That's what I was saying. I was like, if we calculate off the hand,
Yeah.
we need to stop the scale once the hand reaches the yeah.
What is really surprising then for me is that when you like going back from 1.3 to 1 scale is a massive drop instantaneously, and you don't see it. I'm very puzzled about that.
But I think it's because it's because it's the motion, right? Like once my hands go there, my motion of upwards motion, like, but it makes sense, right? Because all I really am scaling because I think we were doing it wrong before, because all I should be scaling in theory, right, is the jump, like the jump to the grab.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I should scale.
Yes.
Like me scaling this point here is wrong if in theory my hand is already at the wall. Like, but we were saying scale from here all the way there, which actually meant that like this motion here is gonna look wrong if it's scaled, right? Like if I do this 1.3 times more, it's gonna, like, if I'm at the wall already, I should just do what I'm doing, not keep on.
Yeah.
And we scale every part, so then it was almost like each part was slightly wrong in order to make the total motion correct. But then it meant like each individual step of the thing was wrong. And that cascaded through to make the hand-eye case so terrible, because it was like, oh, the step was wrong, and then the pull through was wrong, and then the push up was wrong. So throughout the entire motion, the hand is just moving up and up and up and up and up, which is why it struggles so much. It's the idea is like having to do a ton. But now if we like rein this back in,
You know what the good news or bad news? That theoretically we don't need any of that crazy hand-eye cane.
Yeah, we don't need it. We don't need it at all.
Yeah.
All we need is like, well, if we do the things with the, like all it would be using it for is to make the slight adjustments, like, oh, the hand is a little bit off, like, you know, there's discrepancies in the curve values and stuff like that, like the hand's a little bit too high or the hand's a little bit too low, just like adjust it ever so slightly. But I mean, even then, I don't even know if we want a hand-eye cane at this point. It's like fucking useless. It looks so much better with
Yeah, that is the thing, right? It's just like,
isn't it? It is just a case of like, if in the animation the hand moves, like say, like, I guess for
we need to
wall
fix
pops,
the
I don't think
animation,
we'll need it.
exactly. Yeah.
We might need it for what's it called? We might need it for what do you call it? Like run-ups, because the hand might move a little bit like either way, right? But if I guess the only thing we'd use it is to solve actual discrepancies in the mocap, like if
Yeah.
the sensor made the hand move up a little. But I mean, in
But
general
but
though,
we need to
you
fix
really
it in
shouldn't
the
really.
mocap. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but in general, if we had proper, yeah, it shouldn't. Oh, it looks so much better with that hand eye kit.
Yeah, that is the thing. It's just like,
That looks flawless, man.
yeah,
And that's a 1.3 scale. And you just don't even.
yeah,
But I think you don't notice because the actual what's it called? Well, that's 1.3. It's only moving like 30 centimeters higher, so the actual thing of it doesn't yeah, it doesn't impact too much.
David Order is clipping. It's Gun's fault. Bloody hell. I think it's taken because I don't have the headphones, to be honest, but I'm lazy.
I'm done talking at this point. I think we've managed. I think we've figured something out. I think for the climbs this changes everything. Cause that looks flawless now. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not even getting it to the right point. I'm just eyeballing when I should climb. And it's got collisions on, and it's just I mean it's pretty much perfect, quite frankly. Because then what I need to do for the one tricky bit, the tricky bit is with the skew warp, right? Oh, that makes it tricky. That one works for the scale, but for the skew, there's a problem because yeah, for the scale that might happen. For the skew, the issue is because I need to pull it to the precise point. I kind of need the sync point active all the time, which means that I can take it to the right height. Like I can be like, your target is the ledge height minus this, but then how do I say, and then stop it and then play? But then there's no guarantee it's gonna pull me up and over the wall because the capsule. Yeah, that's the issue. There is no guarantee it's gonna pull me up and over the wall. That's the problem. Like I need that point that is on the ledge point to say pull up onto that point.
But did you remove the, like, is this part of the skew warp?
No, this is scale.
But did you remove it from the montage?
Remove what for the montage?
Oh, the skew warp. You know,
I never add it. It changes depending on what I do. So I like having to re-elaborate the animation each time. So I made the function so that it depending on what you call in the code, it will change your and the motion warping node between a scale or a skew.
Ah.
You don't have to keep on changing it.
Alright. But in that case, right, like, when does it do the skew motion warping?
Currently the skew works across the entire movement, right? Like it pulls it up to the. So let me just.
But can't we leave it like that? Or this
I don't
was
think we
one
can.
of the
If we want to do it
animations
this,
they used the skew?
because we need to. Because so this is correct now. Like I think this is the correct way of doing the scale. Now the skew, however, is different because we need the precision. We need to technically pull it to that ledge point.
But so thinking again in terms of like why do we need to do it, right? Like if we play the animation, right, we don't need that we don't need that skew because the animation goes there, right? So
Yeah, but with the collision on the capsule, it might not reach. Because it's if I play the animation right, and then I take it up the right height, it because of the capsule collision, when I pull forward in real life, you can like slide your chest through. Like you have no capsule, right? Whereas in the game, you have a specific thing that your thing's going to collide with. That's like the same uniform, like thing away from you. So as I pull through and over, it won't allow me until my capsule is not colliding in that sense. So I need to basically then I'd have to be like, oh,
but
once you start your pull through,
yeah,
don't collide.
but in
But
real
then-
life you have the capsule, so it's just a different size because you go your body, right? So isn't just a matter of either calculating the capsule size exactly based on the where the chest is in the animation and not the whole freaking 30 centimeter radius? Or is it just a matter of if we know that we are timing well, we just don't do because we are flying in that mode, we just don't do collision until we land, right?
Yeah, no, but that the problem with that is
When
if
you're
we
too
say don't
short,
do
right?
collisions, you'll go through the wall.
You're going through, yeah, but
Unless
why you're going like if we play the animation as is, you're not going through the wall, right?
Yeah, because there's collisions.
No. If you play the mocap animation, like it doesn't like if you play the animation correct, you don't go through the wall. It's only because
Yeah, but
we
that means you have to be correct to like the exact sentiment. Like you have to have ultimate precision. But we give like a leeway of like a like half a meter to a meter, which is what colliding the wall makes it so that you don't go through. But you won't have any coverage if you make it that it has to be precise to like 5 centimeter. You just it kills off coverage so much because then it has to be like you have to find a perfect phase and a perfect thing that will cover that distance. If you have loads of like tons of coverage, probably you can do, but with 20, 30 wall pops, having such a small value makes it really hard to do so. That's why the skew helps, because it means that you'll definitely get there. And it will help pull you up onto it. But like you said, it is a bit techy. I guess if when you pull, so if we said,
but can we
Right.
pull after we scan? I mean, that way we can have 2 motion warping nodes and they don't have, that'd be completely independent, no?
you say, can you skew after you scale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even while you scale, if those nodes are completely independent. I don't know if that's gonna work, but
I don't think they might. I think there'll be an issue there. Because I'm thinking, could we say then, point at which I'm pulling to is my root height, or we do the scale or whatever, and then the pull that pulls me to that point.
But, like, can we just scale on the forward axis? By that much? We do exactly the same calculation. Well, we do similar calculation that we do. And they say, look,
But
you need to be there.
you have to be hyper precise on when you're scaling. Like, you'd have to like be like because the problem is we don't know when the capsule is going to be able to move forward. So if I'm saying scale forward, but my capsule is still colliding and can't move forward, the scale is becoming redundant, right? It wouldn't necessarily pull you to the right point. And then when it does, it'll just like boop. Like we have to know exactly between these two times, it's going to go from this point to that point. I mean, I'm thinking when you run up and grab the hang, right? So we're now hanging. I start my pull through to pull up to the thing. We had the skew as the ledge point itself. Because in theory, yeah, you could have two, right? You could have two things. You can have the scale to get it during the run up, so the hands are in the right point, and then the pull through, you have the skew, so it gets up and over.
But I cannot help to think that, like, both the skew and the scale, they're doing exactly the same thing. They are moving the root motion somewhere else, right? Like they're changing the root motion transform matrix, right? It's just a different way of changing it, right?
But because I'm thinking height-wise, you're never going to have that issue. So maybe we do just need to be appropriate with the capsule, right? Like, because I'm thinking the solution could just be do the capsule properly.
Yeah, but that was suggesting it at first, right?
This week, yeah, you're probably. I think you're right. Because we know it's going to reach because now we know the pull is just doing what the animation does. So the capsule is only ever going to collide when it should. In theory, right? It's going to get to the right height, and it's going to move whatever forward amount we need it to move. So what I would say, so now we just need the capsule to be spot on, so that it doesn't affect the forward pull of the thing.
I mean, the only problem
it also means that the capsule when we grab has to be the spot on size, so that when I start pulling, I'm not too far back or too far forward or whatever.
Yeah. But I think the only problem that I can see in there is if we are too late. If we are too late, the capsule is always gonna go. I mean, I think in theory, right, the capsule shouldn't collide, right? Like, I think we need to cover the case where when we are too close, right? Like if you have if we are very far and then we scale towards the forward vector, it will hurry up a little bit, but it will get there. Because you won't collide against anything if the capsule is the correct size. It's only when you are too late that the capsule will collide, and you don't want the character to go inside the wall.
Yeah, that's the issue. Well, theoretically, if you're not too late, yes, I guess that's what you said. The two things, like if you're too late, like if we kill collisions, if that like in that, if we keep collisions on, if you're too early, like it's too early, then you know it's gonna be floating in the air.
Yeah, but not if you scale it on the forward axis.
Forward, yeah.
Accordingly.
But then like you said, if you're too late,
Yeah.
then and you scale it forward, it's gonna be colliding while being forward.
But then,
And then
if it's gonna collide, right, and you're too late, it shouldn't it shouldn't even be able to play the animation, right? Because you are already against the wall, right?
But being too late, right? Like there's a really subtle it's almost like you currently now we don't actually let you be too early, so to speak. Like, the phase distance has to be greater than, right? So you can always collide, but you never so it's we don't yeah. I think that'd be too hard to do. Like I don't think you'll have enough coverage.
Yeah.
Do we? I need to go gym. When I get back, do you want to just try it?
Yeah.
Just
It's
add.
It's the best thing.
I'm thinking just like code up the scale for the client run-ups, see what behavior we get, and then go from there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Let's try that.
Yeah. Probably the best way. Alright.
No, yes, I need to go for lunch as well. So I think this double stream was pretty good actually. I got people on both sides of the streams. Nice. Alright then. Let's end it up here.
I'm happy with that. I think that's quite an important thing.
Yes.
Well, change that we've addressed now. I think that's quite actually very important.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need to do I just need to check that 195 is not a random number that we like 195 in the animation is a value that really exists.
Yeah. Oh, what what was the 195?
Oh, it got the animate instead of 214 is 195.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
But yeah, what is 195 in the animation? Is the root motion at 20? Is the root height at 20? Is that what it is?
No, it's the root Z when it's on the wall. Land, it's the root Z at land.
Ah, okay, yeah, I mean, if that is really... Sorry, can you check in the animation if that is what it is?
Yeah, no, because I took it from the animation.
Ah, okay.
It should be though.
Yeah, so we got everything to put that code into with real numbers, right?
Oh, it's a different animation. I was like, wait, what? I was like, hold on. Yes, here. Yeah, 196, but yeah, 195.
Yeah,
we
okay,
just
perfect.
land.
Okay, yeah, nice.
It'd be like this.
Right, okay, yeah, so it's animation on landing, right? Yeah, it's a bit weird that we get the animation on landing, but the landing should be exactly the
That's
same
where we
point
know we need the
of
footing,
the
right?
hands are grabbing on, right? Unless it's
Yeah.
very weird surface, right? That we do a double jump or something like that. Yeah, but for the most part, that is the animation on landing. Okay, we got all the data. We just need to see
Yeah,
if
I
they
think
work
the
on
data
every
is there. We
animation.
just need to, even for the capsules thing stuff, like, because we can we, what the hell? Like, I'm trying to think, even for the capsule, because what I'm wondering is, could we not see what like the because obviously the capsule's at the pelvis, right? Well, what if we set the capsule size to whatever the difference between a hand and the pelvis was.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Because then it's like if I'm here, the capsule's nice and big, so like because the hand and the feet kind of align, right? So then at this point, the size should decrease.
Yeah.
So when I pull through, it doesn't. Oh, we'll see. It's not gonna be right, is it? It's gonna be wrong.
Well, yeah. I mean, the capsule is always gonna be wrong to some extent, right? It's just like, just can't be correct.
Devil.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah, I think that's a quite important fix.
yeah, I want to add what is the name of the animation modifiers that calculates the capsule the capsule extension and every. I mean, doesn't it really need to be an animation modifier? It could be just be a. I can just take hands and legs and just do a banding box, and that is your capsule, really. I may just do that because I needed that for the folding thing. So yeah, I think
That's the way to properly dynamically resize the capsule.
yeah, in the animation, because you know, like that the folding now it gives that super large capsule that creates all the problems. If instead of doing that stupid thing, I just do okay. The capsule is depending on really what your animation is. Yeah, I think that will help us everywhere, really. And it's not too expensive anyway to calculate. It's just reading 4 numbers and doing banding box. So, well, yeah, even like.
Yeah. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Sounds...
So I think like once you come back to the gym, I think it should be okay. It should be ready. I'm gonna grab some food, but yeah, it should be ready. Hey, Tom Reacts. Hello. Sorry, we are almost finished the stream.
Awesome, Nado. Yeah. Figured out in the end.
Yeah. There was always that little doubt in my mind to say why that discrepancy never. It was always like weird to me that we had so much discrepancy.
Yeah, you were right. I remember you saying that. You were 100% right. The more now I think about it, it's actually it's like really that's a really critical change, right? Because the hand's not getting because we were just scaling the motion in wrong times.
Yeah, it was only but I'm glad that there is a number that fixes it and we can calculate it. Well, we'll see if it works everywhere.
Out of curiosity, do we do the same thing for jumps? Like for vaults, sorry. Like in like a cat pass.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. You know what? We need to do the same thing for the vaults, right?
Same thing for the vaults.
Yeah, we need to do the same thing for the vaults. Yeah.
Because then it's like, and do you know what I might do? That might make everything a little bit better because then it's like the blend and the how high we travel over stuff and all that stuff will then become. Because what I'm seeing now, that I think the main difference in animation because of this change, is that the later phase of the animation looks perfect. Like the pull up.
Yeah.
That looks, which before that was always the weakest part, right? The hand, and that was what the hand-eye K was trying to correct and struggling so badly at.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I won't check anything in because I don't think there's really any changes there.
Yes,
but
no, just
I'll leave this stuff.
Leave the comments, and we're gonna put the right numbers in there, and we take it from there.
Yeah.
All right. Super. Excellent, guys. But we'll be back later. We need to eat. And yeah. I'll be back later.
Right.
Right.
See you in a bit, guys.
See you all later. See you next